Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, kindly let me know. Sorry, we had a bit of a technical glitch. Good afternoon. Good morning. From anywhere you can hear me. Hello, Bile Somi Ulwoli Aramide. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please let me know if you can hear me. Anyone? Just give me your favorite emoji. I'm still waiting. Somebody, please talk to me. Let me know if we are together. Please talk to me. Let me know if we are together. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. You're welcome to our product education session. And today we are discussing on how to leverage our CBT for our stress-free assessment. Oh, thank you, Tohib. Thank you. Thank you, Aramide. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry I joined late. I was having a bit of a technical glitch, but now we've sorted it out. Um, so today we are going to be talking about leveraging on CBT for our assessment, to have a stress-free assessment. And we know when we talk about assessments, we have two major types of assessment. We have our formative assessment and we have our summative assessment. And already we are almost getting to the point where we do our formative assessment in the likes of our midterm test. And we know how it's very, very strenuous. So we know how very stressful it can be when we are doing our assessment and how the whole thing goes. But EduTams has come to help us sort all of this. And when I talk about EduTams, you know what I mean? EduTams is a school and learning management platform that has three major products. We have the EduTams Pro. The product is based and majorly meant for the tertiary institutions. We have the EduTams Basic, which is majorly meant for our private K-12 schools, and we have the EduTams Essential, which currently is used in our public schools and is usually right now worldwide in Ogun State. We identify it as EduTams as Ojisera. Yes, we identify with it as Ojisera. So today I'm not only going to be the one handling this session. Sorry, I'm just trying to sort out something. Please just give me just few seconds, please. So today I am not going to be the only one talking. We have one very important person that is going to be joining in us today, and I'm so excited because he's one of our major, one very key stakeholder that has been utilizing technology for a while now, and he has been using it specifically to integrate his school processes, and especially he has been using it for his assessment and he has been seeing results. So today, while he comes on stage, I'm going to introduce him. But here we are going to be having Mr. Olusegun Gidigbi is going to be joining our session. So while that is going on, I will start mine. So please, if you're here, kindly let me know if you can still hear me, and so I can know we are both together. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm so sorry. The network is taking me off and on. So without wasting much of our time, let's discuss what are the major challenges while my technical team is trying to bring up my slide. What are the major challenges we actually are encountering currently as a school owner using our normal traditional method of learning? So is this few of those gaps that edutams are saying, that as edutams are saying, okay, yes, let us come up with something, let us discourse, and let us find lasting solutions to this. Now, talking about this, we have over time, assessment is usually what we usually use to evaluate either learning has actually taken place. And when we talk about maybe learning has taken place, we usually talk about learning is actually not achieved except there is change in behavior. Now the behavior is now dependent. Is it positive or negative? But usually we would like to know our learning is positive. That means there's a positive change in behavior while learning is currently going on. So what are the major challenges that as educators we usually face while trying to assess our learners? I think the very first thing is it is very time consuming. I was in a session yesterday, and I got to know about a particular county in probably Ghana, yeah, and I was told that for them to actually assess their learners, it takes them a whole 2 weeks. That means 2 weeks of not doing any other thing other than assessment. And I find it very, very ridiculous because you imagine 2 weeks just only, I mean, only for assessment. How far that can take us. Because just imagine that your normal school calendar right now is just 13 weeks. It's 13 weeks. And 2 weeks is gone just only for normal assessment, not even the marking, nothing, just only that 2 weeks gone at a whole expert. So imagine you have to go through that just to assess your learners. And also one other very key important thing that I noticed is usually the manual grading is usually very, very stressful. Yes, my team has brought in my slide. Thank you so much. So like I was discussing, I said the manual grading, there is no how we have human errors that would definitely take place. So these human errors poses to be a very serious threat, because I cannot imagine as a learner when I get probably I have 69, or let's say I have 96 as my score, and due to error, and I get to see 69. 96 to 69 is a huge margin, and is a huge gap. So these are few of those things, few challenges. And when I talk about challenge, usually to us it might look like it's a very, very minute challenge, but on the other hand is actually a very, very big issue. Now one other very major challenge also that we've seen that has occurred over time is delayed feedbacks. When I say delayed feedbacks, because imagine you have a class of 80 students and you want to mark all of these classes. By the time you finish marking them and you're trying to collate all of these results, the feedback for the learners to get the feedback, it's a whole long process before the learner will be able to get that particular feedback. And it is not going to be helpful in the sense of trying to make the learners quickly adjust maybe the instructional materials, maybe the learner's behavior itself. So it is quite a huge big deal for it's quite a huge big deal when we have delayed feedback. One other very thing we have, okay, I have my guest with me. You're welcome, Mr. Gidigbe. I'll bring you in soon. Thank you so much for coming. So one other very key challenge we also have is limited analytics on student performance. Yes, usually using the normal traditional method, analytics is actually very limited, because you can't get to actually look through a lot of analytics, because you can't even make them so much. So I think the max thing we can usually do is either we do a normal Excel sheet, and the Excel sheet would actually limit us, because there are so many data. I was in a class today and we're talking about data, different things, different policies, different informations that data can actually help us derive. And you cannot get it by just doing on traditional method, because there are so many things that you would miss out on by the time you're just trying to only do the normal traditional method. And now this takes me to the next thing, which is the values of using EduTams CBT for assessment in your schools. And when I talk about the values of using EduTams CBT, I'm talking about the first thing is automated and accurate marking. And when I say automated and accurate marking, that means directly without wasting much of your time already. The system already does the marking for you, and it makes sure that the entire process for you as a teacher of marking is taken off the show. So you do not need to stress yourself trying to do the normal marking. And it makes sure that it grades it instantly and takes off the human error part of of marking all of this script. Now, one other very key important thing for me here also is it eliminates human error. I've said it the other time, ensuring that learners get their exact precise results. That means precise results for every student, so you do not mix the results for year one day to look. And one other very major value also, which I really love also, is the instant feedback. I mentioned it. We said students usually, the moment student gets instant feedback, it helps them to adjust and understand concepts better. Helps them to reiterate, okay, what could I have done better? What couldn't I have done better? And he also makes sure that it puts the parent also in the loop. That means the parent also gets to understand that, okay, this is what is currently going on with my child. Okay, do I need to make some adjustments? Do I need to put in some very key things there? And he also makes sure that he enhances the learning process by enabling quick corrections and reinforcement, making sure that there's collaboration between the parents and also the teachers, also to ensure that the particular learning, there is positive learning outcomes. And in some cases, it might be improved learning outcomes. Now, one other very key important thing also I would like to talk about is detailed student analytics. Now, analytics data cannot be overemphasized. When I say cannot be overemphasized, I mean you can use data to do a whole lot of things. Apart from the fact that you just feel like, okay, once I give them their report card, that is all. No, data will help you make informed decisions. It helps you early identify students, struggling students. It helps you know, okay, these are the struggling students in my class. These are the strong students in my class. I think in our lesson I was discussing with some educators. We said we have the top learners, we have the middle, the average learners, and the struggling learners. So it helps you know, okay, I've identified these particular learners. What is the next thing I need to take in place? Okay, do I need to do peer-to-peer methodology, grouping, project based? Do I need to make sure that, okay, I focus more on making sure this particular learning for this particular child is personalized? And do I need to get maybe as a parent, okay, I've seen this particular analytics, or as a teacher, I can advise the parent that, okay, there needs to be a catch up lesson for this particular child. There needs to be other things that we can do around to ensure that learning is properly achieved. Now, one other very key important thing for me here also is flexible assessment options. And when I say flexible assessment options, that means you have a wide range of options to measure your learners. You don't only have to measure them via only multiple choice. Now you can choose to measure your learners in different ways. Okay, this particular learner, I need to use, okay, midterm test to measure them. I need to use quizzes, and I need to use homework. And I think I like the part of the homework for on the homework feature on EduTams platform, because this particular homework feature, it really ensures that it lets learners express themselves, because multiple choice for me feels like it restricts learner to be able to express what they actually have learned. But homework ensures that learners get to express everything they've learned. They can pour out every other thing. That means they are not limited. So it makes sure that it is tailored to achieving different learning objectives, basically. And one other very key important thing also is you are not restricted to only measuring competency as a teacher. Now, as a teacher, you can measure so many parameters using the EduTams CBT for your assessment. You can measure the time taken, the speed accuracy, the speed taken for a child to answer some particular questions. You can measure retention rate. You can measure understanding. You can measure failure rate. You can measure a whole lot of things that can make you make informed decisions. You can even measure, okay, if this particular child, is the learning curve consistent, or is the learning curve going higher, or probably there is redundancy. there. There is something that needs to be achieved to take you from the left, from the red alert to the green alert. So these are just few. It makes sure that it is flexible, that you can measure so many things as a teacher. And one other very key important thing also is the streamlined process. As a teacher, we understand the workload that we have on our neck. So we have a lot we want to do, but there are little time for it. So this gives us, it helps us save our time, allowing us more to focus more on teaching. It ensures that we can focus more on teaching, and it will reduce the stress for teachers and students by providing a very, very clear and transparent assessment processes. That means you already know the processes. It makes sure that it reduces the major stress that is in between. That means the marking, the time. It reduces everything along the line for you, and make sure that you have a streamlined processes and you can focus more on other things that are your major objectives. Now, this takes me to what major part of this quick demo. Now, on this CBT feature, basically, that's computer-based test that we know. But on EduTams portal, if you've been using the platform, you're going to be seeing something like EduTams feature. You're going to be seeing something like what we call it quiz, and we also call it homework. So I'll be sharing my screen briefly. Let me just do that. Let me take this down and share my screen so you see what I'm talking about. So it's not just only telling you this is it, this is it. And with time, we're going to bring up our guest. Our guest is going to show us every our guest is going to be telling us the major things, the major challenges, how he overcame these challenges along the line, how he was able to deal with them and made sure that learning was actually taking place. So please, if you can see my screen, kindly let me know in the comment section. Kindly let me know in the comment section, please. If you can see my screen, we promise not to take much of your time. That's the entire goal. I'm still waiting for your comment. If you can see my screen, let me know, please. So I get to know if we are both on the same page. All right, let me just check briefly. I'm sorry, my network is fluctuating. Oh, thank you, Mr. Dakbo. Thank you so much. Let me see someone else. Oh, all right. Thank you very much, John. Oh, great, 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 great. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm having a bit of a network issue. So while my network is trying to solve them, so let me see if my guest is still in the studio. Hello, Mr. Benga. Are you there? Are you there, sir? So let's go back and check. My screen is still okay. Yes, sir. We are expecting you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. So briefly, just okay. So I'm going to be showing you briefly how a teacher, as a teacher, how you can easily set up your quizzes and ensure that you can carry your learners along. Um, Briefly, I'm so sorry I had to switch in a system, so this is not my system. So please permit me. Okay. Okay. So are you there, Mr. Gbenga? Okay. So thing. My network is playing games with me. Oh, okay. So I am still trying to battle with my network. I'm sorry. Okay. So I'm still here to log in. All right, you're welcome, Mr. Benga. So you're welcome, sir. Can you hear me? Hello, sir. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Can you hear me, sir? Mr. Benga. Sorry, Mr. Shegun.
Oh, yes, I
Shegun, are you there, sir? We
can.
can't hear
Okay,
you. We can hear us.
I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Please, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you.
Okay. Maybe I should just.
My God. I think he's having network issues. I think he's having network issues. So while that
Hello?
is going on, so I'm going to be asking you, our users, can you please drop your questions in the comment section? Please drop your questions while either my network, my
I
screen is
cannot.
up, or Mr. Benga is back here. So we would pick one, any of which comes first. So, but please drop your questions so we can take your questions. Hello, Mr. Benga, are you there? All right. So while let me try to reach Mr. Benga. So let's just go on a very quick break, a very short, quick break. I will be right back with with Mr. Shegun. Sorry, I don't know why I'm mixing his name up. So I'll be right back with him. Let me just quickly go on a short break. Hello, sir. We can't hear you, sir. Sir? Oh, okay, sir. All right, sir. You'll be expecting. All right. You are welcome. So let me. You're welcome back. So I have Mr. Shegun back here. So hello, Mr. Shegun. Hello, sir. Can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Oh, perfect, perfect,
Okay,
perfect.
thank
You're
God.
welcome. You are welcome.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
let me introduce to you Mr. Gidigbi Oluwasegun. He's the head of the school
Yeah,
for Beckley All Schools Lagos. And it's so nice to finally have you here. You're welcome once again, sir.
thank you. The pleasure is mine.
Yes, sir. So how has it been at your hand, sir? How is Lagos, sir? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Okay, can you hear us, sir?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us,
Yes,
sir?
yes, I can.
All right. So then, since we notice your network is unstable, so let's just dive right in quickly. So my first question for you, sir, is what is the assessment process like before using the CBT feature on EduTams portal, sir? What has your normal assessment process been like before you start using the EduTams CBT feature? Oh, he has gone again. I really wanted him to give us practical strategies because Bethany Hall Schools has been using assessment for a long time, and we would like him to share with us some practical tips that can help us and future challenges we should be hoping to expect and how we can counter them, how we can solve them. So I was really hoping he would be there to answer us. So, but without wasting much of our time, still, I know we have a lot of technical issues, but I am open. Um, I would just my network is back up, so I would just share my screen then. Then when he comes, we would bombard him with our questions and it will help us answer them. Still, we won't take our time. We have our 1 hour still set to 1 hour. So my screen is live and I hope you can see it this time. Yes, yeah, you can see my screen this time. So I was talking and I've talked a lot about how the assessment feature looks like. And this is me trying to show you what it really looks like as a teacher, definitely. So knowing that midterm will be coming up very soon and you want to use it for your platform. So how do you do that? You have to firstly ensure that you have logged into your EduTams platform. And this is me as a teacher that I have logged into the platform. And when we were talking about the analytics, remember, I was talking about you getting to see straightforward and not stressful analytics that you cannot interpret. Now, from the dashboard of this teacher, you can see a lot of things popping up. And here you can see his first 10 class engagements. He has just actually made just 2 quizzes. Lesson notes, he has 30 lesson notes. His homework currently, he has not given his students any homework currently, and he has done 2 live classes. So, when I say live classes, I'm talking about virtual classes. So, he has done 2 virtual classes with his learners. Now, having seen this beautiful analytics, firstly, the first thing that strikes your mind is okay, so this has been done. So, what next, right? Now, I want to create a quiz as a teacher. Now, what I try to do is I come to this part here and I click on Quiz Bank. Now, what does Quiz Bank help me do? Now, Quiz Bank ensures that I can create my quizzes. So it is created in section. You can see the entire analytics. Here you can see the total quiz created, the average participation, the average quiz, the rating. So that means your learners can rate the quizzes when they are taking it. So let me just show you how do you create it. Now you can see from this part where my cursor is hovering on, create new quiz. The moment I click on create new quizzes, it gives me this pop-up mode that I should select, okay, what do I want? What's the name of the quiz? Let's say physics quiz. Then what's the duration for the quiz? 5 minutes. It can be 20 minutes, it can be 2 minutes. That's a session. The category of learners that should do this quiz. So that means as a school, you can set quiz for even your staff. You can set quiz for prospective students. When I say prospective students, students that are yet to gain admission, that want to do your write your enrollment. You want to enroll them to your school. So enrollment examinations, returning students to your classes. So then I also say, what subject do I want them to do? Let's say mathematics, because these are the subjects that is assigned to me as this particular teacher. So I can teach mathematics or basic science. Now, applicable to, is it returning staff? Is it staff, returning student staff perspective? Depends, your choice. Now, what classes do you want to be able to have access to this quiz and write these questions? So it depends on whatever class you choose. You can choose multiple. Then what is the closing date? So let's say the closing date is 9th of October. Then enable quiz report. Do I want to see quiz report? Yes, definitely, because it will enable me to be able to do a lot of things. Then I click on save. So the moment I click on save, it has given me the opportunity. You can see physics quiz. Currently, number of questions, 0. The category of student that can write it. Then I can see here in this biology test, you can see participated. That means one student had our quiz. Now, you can see here there is not live. This one is live. So what does that mean? That means this quiz is live. Students can see it is accessible. Now I want to make sure that I set my questions. So I come to this action button here. The moment I click on it, I click on manage questions. So manage questions enable me to be able to infuse my questions, ask my questions the way I would like to ask them. Now, the beauty of this is I can use the quiz or the homework. We'll go to the homework very soon. So let's click on new questions. So what does new questions enable us to do? So the moment I click on new questions, it asks me, what is the question style? Is it multiple choice styles, multiple choice list? Is it a true or false question? Is it multiple choice shape? So let's just say I want to choose multiple choice styles. Now, what does multiple choice styles looks like? You can say it. So let's ask my question. Is Queensley a girl? Sorry, no question came to my mind. So is Queensley a girl? Then my question. Now my option. Yeah. No. Let's use option A to be no. The first one. The next one is yes. The next one not sure. Then the next one I have no idea. So now one other very key thing you want to do is you want to ensure that the part where it's clicked green is the right answer so that the system enables it and uses it to mark the question. So the next thing I want to do here is I click on yes, Quincy is a girl, so yes is my right answer. If the answer is this one, this style, you click on this. So ensure that this green is hovering on the right question that needs to be done. That is the right answer. Then you also submit. You can see that. Then the next question, another question. Now one very important tip I'm going to be giving you is this: for your quiz to be live, you must ensure that you set at least 5 questions, at least 5 questions. So now the next thing, let's set another question. Let's say types of motion. So I don't know the types of motion, or I don't know, just give me anything. Um, you would say, I'm sorry, it's been a long time I've gone to school. Gravitation, acceleration. Let's do, I can remember one word to velocity. So submit. Remember, I need to ensure I have 5 questions at least. Is God divine? I don't know. So is it yes? Now let's use another question style. Let's use a true or false. Now, a true or false question. Is ensure that you firstly set your question style. Is God divine? Okay. Is it true? Is it false? Let me keep this here. So is your answer true? If yes, if it is false, just select the right one then submit. And let's try another question style also. So let's try another question style. Ensure that remember our target is at least 5. So let's try a multiple choice list. Um, so I want to show you what that looks like too. So you know you can say. So I don't know. Let's just sorry, I ran out of question. So ensure your options are right, and the one that has the right option is what is green. So click on it, then you click on submit. You click on submit. Go back to Mr. Shagun briefly. Um, the next one. So let me just sorry. So um, because I want you to see what it really looks like. So the moment you click on submit here, you can see we have our 10 over 10 here. So if you really want it to go as much as you want, it's dependent on you. Then ensure you click on done. ensure you click on done. So the moment you click on done, now this quiz, you can now set it to live. Remember, we're working on physics quiz. You can now click on set to live. Are you sure you want to perform this operation? Yes. At the moment this quiz is set to live, now the way it is, every student in GSS1 has the rights and they can have access to this quiz. Now, one other very thing also I would just like to show us also. Remember, I was saying that you have flexible assessment, so you're not restricted to only the CBT choice. That means they can do something like theory. We are used to the word theory. We say objectives and theory. So, how do your learners do that also? They come back to this side menu as a staff. Remember, as a teacher, you must have been assigned to a specific subject that you're meant to teach. So you come to the side menu and you click on homework. The same dynamics. You click on question bank. Now, the moment you click on question bank, it gives you the opportunity. You can see create homework. So once you click on create homework, it tells you which learner are you setting this homework for? What are the categories? What is the closing date? Do you want this quiz to be set for maybe 2 hour, 3 days, 1 day, dependent on you and how you want it to be available? So the title of this quiz, let's say training. Then what are the categories of the learner? So if I want the quiz to be applicable to general everybody, it is you can. If you want it to be to staff, if you want it to be to a particular class, definitely you can. Then applicable to, is it returning staff, returning student or staff? You can say returning. Then which student do you want to do this test? Okay, I want GSS2 Hibiscus to do this test. I want GSS2A to also do this test. Also, I want GSS1C to do this test. So it depends. I want to measure all of them at a time. Now, what should be the closing date? Okay, I want this test to close on Sunday. I want it to close on Sunday. Then do I want to enable report? Yes, I want to enable report. I want to ensure that there is a report for this test. Then I click on save. Now, once I click on save, all I need to do, just like the way we did the first quiz, is to find my way to this side menu. I click on this action button here. Then I click on manage questions. So the moment I click on manage questions, I'm going to see this part also. The same way, the same dynamics. The only difference is it is not objective. So it is more like theory. So here you can set your questions. Now, the unique part of this is this. The learners will answer it just like theory. They will express their self. So if I want to say, explain the evolution of creation, then submit. I hope you're getting the drift. If you're with me, I hope you're getting the idea and I hope you're dropping your question. So if you understand. So if now this is the first question. If I want to set more, yeah, you are not restricted. If I want to set more, I keep on clicking and I set more as much as you like. So yes, let's take your questions. While I'm still trying to wait for Mr. Oluwasegun is having network issues, and I apologize for that. So at this point, I would like to take your questions. Do you have any questions for me? Let's see. Okay, yes, I can see your question. Yes. Yes, hello John. Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, you mentioned, so let's have John's question up. Yeah. So you mentioned I'm trying to pick your question so we all can read together. You mentioned at least 5 questions to go live. Okay. I don't know what necessary. You mentioned at least 5 questions to go live. Can we set up to 100 question, or what is the highest? Yes, you can set up as much as you like. The only restriction here is ensure that it is at least 5 questions, because we expect that for you to be able to really assess your learners, then you should have at least 5 questions, tweak the questions differently to be able to to be able to capture learning. So yes, that's the only benchmark here is ensure it is at least 5 questions. And by the time you're done setting the 5 questions that you click on, you're done, ensure you set it to live. Ensure you set it to live. If it is not live, your learners are not going to have access to that question. And like I said the other time, I said you can set the date, the time frame, the closing date for the question. So in case you want, maybe you want to set it ahead of time, you want to give them a long time frame, that is dependent on you. So I hope I answered that question. Any other question for me? Any other question for me? We still have time. We have 11 more minutes. Any other question for me? I'm hoping we can reach out. We can reach Mr. Shegun before our time elapses. Yes, sir. We are waiting for you, sir. Mr. Shegun. Yes, sir. Any other question for me? We are waiting. We are waiting. We are waiting. Mr. Dapo, do you have any question for me? Mr. Dapo, do you have any question for me? Sunday or Desonya, do you have any question for me? Do you have any question at all for me on your assessment, how to better use it? Do you have any question for me? John, do you understand everything I was saying? Or do you need more clarifications? Just notify me, let me know. Notify me, let me know. We are waiting. Also, please, you can see a link on your screen, and we also dropped it in the comment section. Please kindly fill that link. Please, I am begging. Please fill that link. It is going to enable us know how better to structure your sessions, and also to help us help us better and give you better experience. So please, I'm going to be begging. Please fill that link. You can just click on your browser, https ./bit.ly/edutams under edutams webinar. So please, we are waiting. So I can see John. Okay. All right. John, I'm still with you. But let's have Mr. Oluwasegun. Mr. Shegun, sir, you're welcome.
Yeah,
Can you hear us now? Mr. Shegun, can you hear us now? His network is really something. So, John, I'm taking your next question. You said Uncle Atta is CRS teacher for GSS1 and set a Bible quiz for all students. Can everyone have access to the question? Now, I'm going to answer that, and it says like, Uncle Atta, if Uncle Atta wants everyone to have access to it's a CRS teacher for GSS1. So definitely Uncle Atta can't have access to GSS2 because he's not the class teacher for GSS2. But in such a case, the SPA, you as the SPA, I know you are the SPA, you can set up that question and ensure everyone has access to that question. I hope you understand that. You as the SPA, except you want Uncle Hatta to have access to everybody, then you set him to be the class teacher for everybody. I hope I answered that. Let's have Mr. Oluwasegun. I'm really hoping we can really have him today before our session, our time goes. Hello, sir, are you there?
yes, I am here.
Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yes,
Oh, yes,
I
we can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
finally, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank God.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And I hope our viewers can hear him also. So, sir, we have a very short time. We hope you can answer our questions and we can learn from you within this short frame. So, my first question, yes, sir, is what has assessment process been like for your school before EduTams CBT feature, sir? What has been the process? How has it been for you? How has assessment been for in your school before the advent of EduTams?
Okay, let me first take it from the teacher's angle actually. The stress of setting up questions for examination, test or examination is always a very serious thing actually.
Okay.
Because, because when you want to set up
Okay.
questions manually, you have to try as much as possible to explore check the notes and everything. The notes are written
Okay.
manually, you need to check them manually, and it's very strenuous. In fact, teachers don't really enjoy setting questions uh, for exams manually actually.
Mm. Oh, oh, okay. So you're trying to say before it was very tedious trying to use the normal manual
Very
approach.
tedious,
So will I
very
say
using
that
the manual.
with the advent of exams, yeah, I understand how you start printing questions and everything. So are you going to say it has saved you? It has saved your school some financial. It has saved your. You've been saved of spending. How do I put the question? Like you could save more money because
Yeah,
with the advent of EduTams, you don't get to print questions.
of course. Uh,
Hello, sir, are you there?
Especially now, yes, I am there. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay,
Yes, yes,
especially
yes. I can hear you, sir.
now that
Very well.
the cost of paper has really skyrocketed, it would have been a serious issue. Thank God for being able to set questions on CBT, and I also want to thank Editan for this innovation because only God knows how much we have been spending on papers, toners, repair of the photocopies. In fact, our photocopy has been resting for throughout this time actually. We only do minor photocopy, minor printing because we don't have to set exam manually and use papers again.
Oh, that's amazing. That means because it is helping in this critical economy. That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. So one other question I want to ask is, what were some of the challenges? What were some of the challenges of the traditional assessment? You've mentioned. What were some of the challenges you encountered of the traditional assessment in your school?
Okay, the other time I started with teacher
Are you there,
and
sir?
to yes, yes, I
Oh,
am
we
here.
lost him again.
I'm
Hello, sir.
on.
Are you
Can
there, sir?
you hello, hello, I'm on. Hello,
Oh,
hello.
all right. So I was asking. I said, uh, yes, I'm there. I'm there.
All
Can you
right,
hear us?
I have your question.
Can you hear
And
me?
yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So did you get our question? Did you get the question?
Hello,
Hello, sir.
hello,
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear
hello.
you.
Okay, okay. Uh,
Hello, sir. We
like I
can hear
said,
you. We can hear you. Clear.
like I
Perfect.
said, I said, I the other time I took it from the teacher's angle actually, like very tedious and strenuous for teachers. But apart from that, even setting up after setting the question, there are times you really want to print, and something will happen to your printer, and that means the exam for that day you may not be able to take it. Either your printer, your photocopier, or maybe especially for our um, part-time teachers, their questions might not even be ready that day. You have to be running after them. But with CBT now, they can set the question right in their own parlor, and the question will be ready. So apart from it, then the time, apart from being time consuming, the manual work, it also is like a time of stress for the children. In fact, some of them may not be able to write well, or they will write, you will not see what they are writing. And that may also cause a downgrade of their performance, actually. And some of them, the time to read, the time to do, some will
Wow.
be doing the
I
exam,
didn't
and
even
before you know it,
think
the
of
time will be over. They will not be able
that's
to
not
finish
that's
the exam.
amazing.
Those are some of the challenges we're having.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. I think I'll just have to reduce my questions to two more. So one other question here is, what is your perception on the myth that CBT assessment is only for big schools? And what is your experience using CBT feature on EduTams?
Well,
Did you get the question?
yes, I did, I did. I
Your
just,
perception.
yeah, yeah. I just want to believe you see, because when
Do
this CBT was
you think
introduced,
that can
sorry, can you take the question again?
hello sir?
Yes, can you take the question again?
Hello sir.
Hello, I can hear you.
We can barely hear you,
Can
sir.
you hear me now? Okay, let me just, okay, can you hear me
Okay, we'll
now?
manage, sir.
Hello? God. Okay, all right. Um, okay, like I was saying, uh, I think you see, people find it difficult to adapt to changes when it comes. So I want to believe majorly most teachers or schools might want to take the excuse of this is a challenge and it will cost us a lot of learning, shifting from the normal. So they might be thinking that it's for a big school. But I don't think so actually. If you want to give the best to your pupils, you have the interest of the pupils at heart these days, you will try as much as possible to make sure that your pupils also have the experience of CBT examination actually. And you know, these days, even while we start CBT, when this issue of CBT came, I was so happy because I remember I have been able to take some exams from abroad while I'm here using CBT. And I believe it's a way of exposing our children, especially the young ones, to what is going on in the international and the global world, so that they will be able to meet up with the standard of the global world. Really, in my own perception, I don't think the school have to be very big before you can adopt CBT system of no.
Thank you very much, sir. So, because of the network, so I think we'll have to just round it up here. So, I'll just rephrase everything, summarize it rather. So, what Mr. Shegun was trying to tell us is he helps his school, number one, to save time. Number two, um, it helps the fact that you are a big school or you're a small school. The fact that you're a small school doesn't hinder you from using the platform. So it's not restricted to only big schools, because if you have the interest of your learners at heart, you would want to make sure that they are placed on the same level with other international students and placed on the same global radar. That means you're trying to promote and help them start using digital tools ahead of time, like you're preparing them ahead for JAM and the likes. And it also helps rate student performance better, because he has some students that they have a very bad that they have a very bad handwriting. And because of that bad handwriting, they can't really measure their performance better. But with the advent of the CBT, it doesn't, it helps them get to understand learners well, really well. And it helps save the stress also for his teachers, and also in this economic crisis currently that we are going through, that he helps his schools save up on money because he doesn't have to go and do printings and photocopies and the like. So I think it's amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Shegun, for giving us this insights from another angle. I didn't even think of the angle of the learner's handwriting before. I'm just hearing that, and that's one of the insights we get from school owners who are actually using the platform better. And yes, so the question is, what are you waiting for actually as a school owner? What are you waiting for? We would really like to get your insight, and if you really need us to help you push through to the next level, please reach out to us. You know how to get through us on our Instagram, on our Facebook EduTams, on our LinkedIn EduTams, on our Twitter edu_tams. And also, please do me a favor. You can see this link on your screen. Please just help me type it out, and it's also in the comment section. It's in the comment section. You can also pick it from the comment section. Help me fill this survey so we get to know how best to help your school better. You can see it is in the comment section. My technical team just dropped it. You can see it. Please just help me. Please help me fill in that survey so we get to know how best to support you, to support your school. We promised 1 hour, and yes, 1 hour it is. We're not going to take your time. So we would also reach out to you. John, I can see your questions. Is it possible to track a student trying to cheat while writing an assessment at home? So there are ways at which you can do all of this. You can use your timing to ensure that learners would, is when you have a lot of time that you try to read this and look at this, and so you can actually use the timing to better improve that also. So, Mr. John, I'm going to reach out to you personally, and we're going to discuss more on all of this. I promised 1 hour, and we spent 1 hour 5 minutes. So once again, my name is Quincy Ademola, and I'm the Digital Education Assistant Manager of EduTams. And in EduTams, we digitize schooling. I'll come your way again next week and next month, the month of November. We are going to be having an impactful session, and definitely we are going to go through all of the steps, every single step of this whole session. We are going through it one after the other, and we are staying right there with you. So thank you so much for joining into our session. Oluwaseun Adeyinka, John, I don't want to spoil your name, I'm sorry, sir. Thank you so much for joining. And also to Mr. Gidigbi Oluwasegun, the head of school of Bethany All Schools, Lagos. Thank you so much for honoring our invite. We understand the network issues. It's a unique situation to all of us. Thank you so much for coming on board, and also to my technical team who helped me sort out all of this. Thank you so much for joining in. Please, once again, do me a very big favor. Help me fill this survey you can see on the screen. I would really, really appreciate it because I want to follow you through all of it, all through the steps. So once again, thank you so much for joining in today's session. Till I come your way again next week. Bye.